All right, guys. So we are live. I think, let's see, I think that's it. And we're going to grab the link right there. Hey, Gary H. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. I'm like 99% sure I added you last night to the Facebook part for Saturdays, but I'll double check here shortly. I did not forget. Did not. Um, let's see. What else you got here? Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of notifications that Jalen Hurts just, they scored another TD or something like that. I get a lot of football updates, so I just got a Philadelphia update because I think they're playing the Giants, and so I don't know, something with the ESPN package that I'm with. I get a lot of New York related notifications, and they're playing the Giants, so I'm getting a lot of notifications right now from Philadelphia Eagles beating down on the New York Giants. Um, I think that's who they're playing. Or is it the Jets? I'm not sure. They're playing the Giants. They're playing the Giants. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. So if I keep looking down at my phone, it's just I'm getting a bunch of notifications, disregard, but I'll try to keep it as coherent as possible. So we've got the live stream link in the Discord, and of course, our winners are going to be chosen from the Discord as well. Real quickly, I'm going to double check to make sure I added Gary H to the Saturday Facebook streams or picker wheel. Thought I did. Yep. Okay, we did. We did do that last night. Fantastic. Not losing my mind. We will grab the free link, of course, from Hero Wars regarding um, free boxes and Titan artifacts. So we're going to do that. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Winterfest and kind of hopefully what we can expect to see, some things to prep, so on, so forth. So definitely going to be talking about that. Prax, good afternoon. Nice to have you here. And as you guys know, Sunday is typically a shorter stream as well. So just something to keep in mind. Yes, absolutely. Gujo, hello, hello. Thank you for joining the live stream. Incognito, hello to you as well. And he says hello to everyone as well. Francis Zegan, nice to have you here. Gary H said I had to type out my ID. Then it took out my comment. Yeah, okay, no problem. It happens. I mean, trust me, I get it. I get it. So, thank you for letting me know about that. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm just going to write this down real quick. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So a lot going on here. I would call it kind of not that big news, but the big news, I guess, in Hero Wars generally right now is the fact that Winterfest starts next weekend. Now, I think it's a big deal, but not for the reasons why a lot of people are mentioning it, right? So if you haven't been paying attention, or if you maybe aren't familiar with some of the drama that has been going on with the fact that Winterfest starts next weekend, is that it starts next weekend. Why is that a big deal? At least I didn't understand why it was a big deal at first, personally, because I'm like, okay, it starts pretty similar to when Winterfest typically starts, maybe a week earlier, but nothing crazy. But apparently, we had a couple YouTubers. I'm not going to name any names, but there was one YouTuber, and I can't even give you any more hints than that because it would just give it away. But basically, what happened was she was very upset that there was a change in the dates for when Hero Wars, I guess, started this event. And to me, I'm like, the event's gonna happen one way or the other. Do we really care if it's a week earlier? We still get the same rewards, same pretty much everything. Exception is it's 1 week earlier. We might even get a different event for the first, which is going to be the new year. So I mean, I kind of saw it as a win-win. Didn't really see why it was a big deal, but apparently it's a big deal to some people. So I'm not going to go into that. But that was a huge drama thing that was being talked about a little bit in the chat, if you will. I actually think it's even better because it gives us time off if we so wish during Winterfest, that we don't have to do as much during the holidays. But that's maybe my hot take. Mr. Big, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. But anyway, so that was some big news, I guess, if we'll call it big news, in the Hero Wars sphere when we're talking about events. But anyway, let's talk a little bit more about Winterfest. So Winterfest is a 2-week event, right? So it's going to be 2 weeks. It's always been 2 weeks. Newly this year, right, we have the advent calendar because we have two brand new heroes introduced. We got Kayla and Aiden, right? So we've already talked briefly about Kayla, a little about Aiden, but we don't know that much about Aiden just yet to really, I guess, delve too much more into that. We also, well, one thing that I get concerned about when I see something new like the advent calendar is, does this replace, and I hope not, right? I hope it does not replace, but I'm concerned it could replace the letter to winter clause. Now, I hope I'm just overthinking it. Hopefully there's no big deal. Hopefully they're just adding on to the content that we already have. But it would be a huge blow, in my opinion, if Hero Wars were to get rid of the letter winter clause. We really love this part of the event. I think it's one of the best things since sliced bread in Hero Wars. So if they were to get rid of this, I think it would be a major mistake. So I just want to point out that I think that this is really kind of a key play for Hero Wars, that they keep in the letter to winter clause. I think it's something that's super beneficial, and really, again, just something that they should keep in the game, because I think it's just so helpful to free to play players, players who do pay. I think it's just a nice, like, thank you gift, essentially. That's my opinion. Okay, so anyway, going back to this, right? Oh, let's see. Hold on. Gujo. Do you think the new Titans will be released sooner in the new year with Winterfest not going into January? No, I don't see that happening. I guess it's possible, but I really don't see that happening, just because I think, well, I say that, but now that I think about it, there's still four remaining Titans, right? We got two tank Titans and two supers. My guess is they'll delay it out. That, I mean, if I were them, I would have the tanks come out maybe, early-ish January, and then late January I'd have the supers released. But when I'm thinking about this, let me look at the calendar here. So if we're looking at the calendar, we know that, this weekend, right, we have the 16th is when they start Winterfest. So 23rd is also going to be Winterfest. 30th, we're going to have officially, it's going to be, we don't know what it's going to be, but it's probably going to be something that's related to New Year's, because New Year's is, during this time. And then after that, we basically have one weekend of recovery, I would say. So probably going to be something pretty chill, maybe a times four emerald option after all the big events. And then probably we probably have an onslaught of Titans. Okay, I could see it. So maybe we do have Titans leading up into February, even, I would say, if we were to see it in early January. I don't really know if we will. I think more likely than not we see the the tank Titans first, and then we kind of have a break, and then we see the Super Titans. And the reason I think they do that is because they know everyone's waiting for these Super Titans. As soon as those get released, Dark and Light Titans are going to be the new meta. I don't think there's any doubt. I think right now they're not, because quite frankly, they're not relevant because you don't have enough information. But I think once they come out, it's going to be a game changer. So I think that is something that we might see. I don't know for sure if we're going to have all of them released by January. I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some released by that time, if that makes sense. Um, so something to keep in mind there. All right. So that, I think, covers some of the basic stuff I want to talk about. But okay, getting back to this, obviously the baubles, in my opinion, not the greatest of value. I think there's some value to be had here, but I don't think it's the greatest value. I've seen a lot of different plays, and most of them don't involve getting the 50,000 baubles. You just kind of decorate your tree, and you get to trade out a little bit. So maybe you get like one skin value out of this, right? Maybe two, maybe a little bit more. But I think for the value of what you have available, I think there's other better options. The baubles aren't bad, but really, like, if you don't have Cleaver's a phenomenal option. That is a savings of, in my opinion, a lot of emeralds and a lot of stress on your finger pressing the open chest, heroic chest option, because it just feels like you're working so much harder than you really need to, want to, all of the above, so I think it just makes sense that that would be the case. That's just how I feel about it. The other thing too, if we look at right, so I think Cleaver's an obvious choice if you don't have him. I think another one is going to be the Lesser Fragment. If we can get a Lesser Fragment, why would we not, right? So I think those two for me are no brainers. And if you don't have the ticket and you're free to play, the ticket, of course, allows you to raid. Look, when you get to raid and you're free to play, right, and you haven't been able to raid, it's frustrating. You have to keep, clicking on these and keep waiting for the animations to go. If you get the instant raid option with a ticket, it's going to save you a lot of time. So I think from a time perspective, as well as, maybe it's a little less quote unquote fun, but I think we spend enough time on the game as already as it is that it would be a good option to have. And I think that replaced the 50 skin stone chest that you're seeing here. I think that is a ticket typically. So you can get a couple good options right there off the bat. Backup, I would say, would be like emeralds. And really, I think that's more than enough. And if you have, like, let's say I had these options here that I see, I think I'd do lesser spirit totem. I'd probably do the emeralds, and I'd be in between the chaos particles and the skin stones because I think skin stones are very valuable. They're hard to acquire. Those would probably be like, the four that I'm looking at because I already have Cleaver and I already have the ticket. So that would be my hot take. I know a lot of people like the baubles. I don't think there's as much value as some of the other game players put on them because it doesn't separate you that much more. You don't get that many better items the higher up your tree is already leveled. So I just don't really see the value there as much. But I'm hoping, right, obviously they don't get rid of this. Letter to Santa Claus, Winter Claus, one of my favorite aspects of the event. Another thing that we usually see, and I think I took a screenshot of this. Let's see, hopefully I still have it up. So the screenshot I wanted to show here is basically that we usually have a mini game, right? And so this is from 2020, New Year's 2020. But I think it's worth pointing out, mainly because two things. One is obviously, right, we get this to light up here, right? It should be 2022 this year, right? New Year's 2022. Maybe 2023. Not entirely sure off the top of my head. But bottom line is we always have kind of a mini game where you end up matching. So that's just something to keep in mind. And obviously, assuming that comes out, I will definitely be informing you guys on how to go about that. But just something to keep in mind as we are preparing for Winterfest. So we're just talking about kind of some preparations as well. Other things, obviously, I've mentioned this before, is saving up your coins. So don't forget to try to get an arena hit in, even if you're not necessarily winning. Doesn't matter for the purposes of why you're trying to do this. You just want to make sure you're still acquiring coins. For example, I'm kind of hitting this blind. I just attacked and really didn't pay attention to what was going on there. But we should be okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and skip this matchup. It doesn't really matter. Did we lose? Oh, we actually won. Okay, so sometimes it works out, but the bottom line is we always want to be acquiring more arena coins, more tower coins. And the thing to keep in mind here too is tower runs are going to be something that we're going to be seeing. John Jensen, hello, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. And it's nice to kind of be able to jump through this and not really worry too much about what is going on here. Prax says they need to suspend Guild War and COW for the last 2 weeks. I kind of agree. I kind of think that, Hero Wars is best off not having any events go on during the time. Well, not during the time, but I think they'd be best served to kind of shut down Guild War and COW for 2 weeks as like kind of a holiday kind of a thing. I think that would be great. Personally, that would save me a lot of time and a lot of hassle and having to log back in or bring my laptop anywhere. It's just kind of inconvenient for the holidays. Wally, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. But yeah, no, I completely agree that it would be nice if they could just shut it down, give everyone, a split number of rewards, and then you don't have to really necessarily be as taxed, I would say, during the busy season. And I think actually a lot of our guilds on our server are, kind of leaning towards not really fighting too much. And I think that makes sense. I think kind of a truce where everyone's getting zeros on points would make sense because it's a tough time. I think it's unnecessary to, um, to do too much. I think it is a little bit too much during the holidays. I think the event itself is great, but I do think the hassle of Guild War and COW is a lot. So I don't know. I would like to see a break as well from that, in my opinion. But you know, can't always can't always be in charge of that. At least not on my end. So we're gonna have to keep playing through that and see where things go. So again, Tower Run going to be an aspect of the first part of the event, right? The holiday everyday event. Yes, I know we're using the Wikipedia page. Not usually I'm not a big fan of Wikipedia generally, but really just want to show the specific sections that I want to talk about. One is just, fighting an arena. That's pretty straightforward. No preparation needed there. But then you got the tower. So just keep in mind the first day, right? So the 15th or 16th, depending on where you start, or your time zone for Hero Wars, you're going to need to do some chest runs. So just keep that in mind. We also got the Hero Soul Stone chest, or the Hero Soul Stones, which is why I've been saying we need to save up our coins, tower coins, arena coins, grand arena coins. I'm going to also point out something interesting that happened on mobile recently, because I'm going to guess that some of you guys don't play mobile, but some of the changes might happen in the future. So I think it's worth pointing out. Grand Arena is no longer at this location. This tower here for Grand Arena still remains, but everything is now in the arena slot. So what happens is there's a button here for arena and a button here for Grand Arena, and you click on each one, and then that subsequent click will take you to either here for arena, or let's say you clicked on Grand Arena after you hit here, right, Grand Arena, but then it would take you to your Grand Arena screen. But both of these are combined into arena because mobile is adding more gameplay into their platform, which I think there's already enough going on here. We really need to add more. I don't know. It seems like a stretch, but we'll see what happens. But I want to give that a heads up to you guys that did happen on mobile very, very recently. Some people were very shocked. I was not, because they said they were going to introduce a new game mode on mobile, and it was like, where are they going to put that section of the game? There's no room. And on mobile, they don't even have chapter 14 or 15, which really limits the ways in which players can accumulate extra resources. They have to wait for the Soul Stone shop, which I think is super inconvenient as well. But yeah, so that's a heads up there. That is a change that Hero Wars has made. So we're going to collect some free rewards here. Titan Skin Stones, of course. Patron, Titanic Scale. Well, we might as well do some Outland chest openings since we can easily do that. And we always like our Outland coins. I always find them kind of interesting to use. So, Wally, when you go to Grand Arena, right, if you go to mobile, and I will pop open my mobile as well. Yeah. So what happened is this happened like in the last 2-3 days. They recently just reworked it, and I'll pop it up on my screen if I can here. I'm not really sure how to do it yet with my devices, but I can just show you hopefully via screen. And if you look here, you can see that Arena is lit up. Arena is lit up, but the Grand Arena is not. And I'm hoping that you can see that. If not, I'll try to take a screenshot and send it over to myself here. All right, I just sent myself some screenshots. Hopefully, we'll airdrop it. Un momento, por favor. Let's see. We're gonna grab My album recently taken. Airdrop. All right, let's see. Don't want to leave anyone out here, so we got these two photos coming in, and we'll just save them over to our desktop for now. I'll close the rest of that. But yes, okay, so what you can see here is that, right, it looks pretty standard for Arena and Grand Arena, but you can see there's no Grand Arena title. Like you can see Airship here, Arena, Tower. There's no Grand Arena here. And so what happens is if you click on this, literally nothing happens. You go nowhere. So your next step is to click on Arena, right? We close that, go to Arena. And what you'll see is this, right? So it shows Arena, but then it also shows Arena and Grand Arena. And then you open, and that takes you to the subsequent pages that we already have that we mentioned, right, for the Grand Arena to get your coins and so on and so forth. So it just, they really combined it all into one. And so that's just a newer note that I just want to point out to you guys if you didn't know. And the reason I want to point out is because that's something Hero Wars could potentially in the future do if they were to introduce another game mode, which I'm not saying is going to happen, but it's possible. So just, things to look out for in the horizon. So those are things to just keep in mind. I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's something to be aware of and something to have in the back of your, in the back of your mind. So, all right, so there we go. We got that started. We're going to do some expeditions here. Expeditions are not needed in the first half of the event, I don't believe, but I think they might be relevant, if I'm remembering correctly, in the second half. Don't quote me on that. But I do know we will need artifact keys in the second half of the event, which is 200 of them. So I did not give myself enough time to save up 200 coins or 200 keys, but we will try to make up for it at some point here. You've been playing on BlueStacks. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, we can't really complain too much about that. So we've got our 6-hour run going here for expeditions, and that's all we can do right this second. But we've got some runs up and started. Okay, so daily quests, we got another key, we got another one, 2 keys. I think we can get one more here, right, for leveling up any artifact. So we'll look a little bit at Satori here, hope that we can kind of help him out. And I think we can. It's just going to be by using actually some of our other fragments that we have saved here. So we're going to actually do a 30-ish, 28, 28, 28, 28, 28 split. So we're going to just have 2 left over. But the reason we're doing that is so we can upgrade 1 level for our Satori here, but we might do a little more than 1 level. I'm not stingy with the items that I just transferred over. So we will, I don't think can we do it? Oh, we can. So we can get the Black Foxes fan up to 85. Fantastic. I'm not sure if we can do that here as well. Do we have enough? We do. Nice. Okay, so we can get him up to the gold section as well. Now, this one might be more doable. Less items available. There we go. So now we have him completing that last artifact. Look at that. Ring of Intelligence completed, other than the stars, of course, right? The evolutionary progression. But we have our level 100 item there. So we'll see how far we can go. We can go to 93. That's pretty good. And we got up to level 88 with our fan. So moving in the right direction with our Satori. Still a little bit of work to do in terms of getting those to the next evolutions, but it's not bad at all. E-Rain, yes, we can absolutely see the picker wheel to see if you are on it. We just kind of went through some of the things we're expecting to see for Winterfest. I actually am not done with all of those just yet, but we'll go to the picker wheel real quick and take a look. So let's see here. So you are on the E-Rain. Let's see, open file. Oh. Yeah, that's Saturday's Facebook. We are aware. All right, let's go to Sunday's Facebook first. I'm not entirely, I think you're on web, but we'll just double check here. E-Rain, yep, don't see it on the Facebook side of things, but if we open for Sunday web, which I think is where you play, but I would want to just double check. Let's see. Don't see it on here. I'm not seeing you on here. Let's see what's going on with Discord. Discord. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so we will just double check with this real quick. Let's see. And I can add you. It's not a big deal. Just let me know which one you wanted to be added on. But yes, make sure you are typing in on the contest entry, right? Let's see. E-Rain for web. Did I miss you? Nope, not there. Not on web, at least. And I don't see you on here either for Facebook. So I'm not seeing you on here. Make sure you do add yourself to the names. You can let me know which one you want to be added to. We'll definitely add you on there, E-Rain. I think it's a web that you're on, but I don't want to be putting you on the wrong one. So let's see. I mean, I have you on the web as of I added you yesterday to the Saturday one, and I'll add you here. But yeah, make sure you do enter both contests, please, on the Discord channel and on the YouTube December proper areas. It helps everyone out. So make sure you do that, please. If you don't do that in the future, it's going to be tougher for me to add you every single month. I mean, unless there's extenuating circumstances, like I know with Gary, for example, right? Anytime he puts his number on, it just kind of gets deleted. So that I understand, but there's gonna be times if you're just not entering, I can't always just accommodate you in that way when other people are kind of going through all of the proper channels, if you will. So, but anyway, let's keep looking here. We're gonna go ahead and hop over to Ishmael, who's one of my one of the heroes I kind of like, but he's still kind of weak-ish. So we're gonna get 15 on the agility. We're going to do a little bit on the health as well, hopefully like level 10. Not crazy, but it's a start. We'll go with level 10 here as well. And we'll go here as well. Bass, can you let me know if I think you're on web as well, but can you double confirm that with me before I just add you on? Let's see here. I think you're on web, but I'm not. I'll put you on web, and then you let me know if that was wrong, and we'll get it figured out. But for now, we'll just go like this. But please do, guys, again, if you're not putting your name on the, in the right spots, I really, I feel bad for the people who are, doing the right stuff and, putting stuff in the right areas, because I don't want to lessen their odds. If, they were first, then, they get that extra week of advantage, I guess, essentially for, putting their names on the right spots early. I don't want to jeopardize those people who are, kind of doing the right steps. So anyway, all right, back to here. Let's see. We do want to hop back over to, is everyone else done that's above here? Where is Satori? All right, here's my Satori. Needs a lot of work. Someone that I'm, obviously trying to improve for the purposes of Outland. So I need to really focus on getting him up to strength and up to snuff. So we're gonna look a little bit here. Health has been very, very lacking. Armor as well, because that is one of the key features of Brog the Conqueror, right? So he's a major problem for me right now in terms of the bosses. He's not a problem, but I haven't been able to beat him, so I personally um, don't love that aspect of it. We gotta eventually get there. We gotta eventually get there and beat him. But I want to update on where we're at now. Obviously, I did upgrade him a little bit, but not crazy enough, obviously, to see that much of a change. But it doesn't hurt to kind of see how the matchup goes. I personally would like to have the speed of combat a little bit more here, but I don't because I don't have Valkyrie's Favor activated. That's on me, but what are you going to do? So we're going to see here how this goes. Twins are not the best, but they're not bad usually against Brog either. So now Satori finally goes down. Last time my Satori got one-shotted to win, Brog ran across the first time. So we've already dealt a little more damage with Satori than we did the first time. Still gets taken out right away, essentially, as does Lars. Hey, Unknown Artist, nice to have you here, and thank you for joining the live stream. So yeah, we got, a little more damage here done than we had in the past. I'm sure we're probably going to get close to hopefully halfway like we did yesterday. I think we got to like close to halfway, so I'll take it if we can get there. Ideally, we're just making a little bit of progress each time, but Satori's really kind of my main focus to end up beating Brog. I know Brog can be defeated with a maxed out Satori by himself, based on what I remember, so I really don't see that being a huge problem. So, yeah, see how this ends up working out. 45 seconds left to get that little sliver there. And I think we can do it pretty easily here. So the Satori upgrade did help us out a little bit. John says need Mojo. I think Mojo would be awesome. I just don't see him, being available for me anytime soon because he is exponentially weaker than all my other heroes. He's like one of the weakest heroes I have available right now. But I agree with you that is something that I should consider for sure. All right, let's see. Come on, Albus, do some work for us. So, we made progress. I guess that would be more than half, right? For sure. I'm not even sure that's 3/4. I would say it's like 2/3, right? Damage we've done. So maybe a third left, but we know we got some improvement that we can work on, which is great. Improvement's always important. But yeah, so we've got some work to do there. Let's see, Satori, what items can we possibly build? The other problem for me right now is I'm working more on Lars anyway, so it's difficult to go back and focus on the items when they're all the same. So something to keep in mind for myself, right, is to not rush, but we'll get there eventually. I think a lot of players are probably in a similar boat. They want to upgrade their heroes and all of them all at the same time, but you really got to focus on the ones that you want to do the most. And right now, I want to focus on getting my Lars and Twins done, and eventually we'll get back to the other heroes, such as Satori, and eventually, hopefully, Mojo, like John mentioned. So, okay, we got that going. We want to hold on. So, another touchdown for Philadelphia. So, we want to get back to kind of just picking up some light items. We don't want to spend too much here. I obviously want to save some coins for Winterfest, which starts next weekend, right? So, there's some urgency now. We know that it's coming up really, really quick. So, if I don't need to have an item right away, let's not worry about it. So we're good there. Good here. Airship. Looks like we can do, I think, another little 15-minute run right there. So we'll start that one up. Close that guy. The curse continues after he dies. All right, you know what? Let's take a look at my Mojo real quick. And maybe I'll do one matchup with him, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty, he's substantially weaker. Let's see, Mojo. Can create at least one of these, it looks like. Yeah, so just one right now, but that's okay. And let's take a look. So you can see these items or these skills are not even close. All right, so let's see. We'll try Mojo one time in place of, I don't know, let's say, because I had Astaroth here as well. I guess we can take out Astaroth and put in Mojo. I'm not really seeing how this is going to help a lot, but we'll try it one time, see how it goes. But I do think in the future he's a great option. He just needs to be stronger for my personal purposes. Like that took out half of his health, and he's not even have time to. Will he have time? Oh, he had time to ult. Sweet. Usually, not very strong, so he wouldn't have much time, but he got taken out there, allowing Satori to do a little bit of damage. But Satori's about to get run over as well. Lars is down. Soon, probably. But yeah, you can see the curse is kind of playing a role here, so I like that. That's not a bad role there, John. I guess, it's not the worst play. Huh. Kind of like that curse. Granted, obviously it's a weak curse right now, but that's something to consider. So we're going to retreat, but I think that's an interesting play. I like that a lot, and I think Mojo he might be the best option actually. And Satori is also another really good option, I think. But I like that. That's good. We'll have to look into that a little bit more in the near future. Um, I better claim this adventure completion, and since we are claiming it, we also typically means we can use some of our saved up pet adventures. So I'm probably going to use a couple here real quick because I can. And then we will take a quick look at our pets and quick friendly reminder as to eggs, right? So we're gonna need eggs as well, in addition to soul stones, tower runs, arena battles, and those are going to be things that we're going to need. So to keep in mind, you're going to need about 80 eggs, I believe, or 45 to 80 eggs. For some reason, 80 is the number I'm thinking, but maybe it's just 45. But you're going to need some eggs, right? So start keeping in mind that you're going to need to have some eggs available for Winterfest. Um, Here I have 59, so we're moving in the right direction. But that is something that we're going to need for Winterfest because that is one of the tasks in the holiday everyday, right? Pet summoning. So it looks like, oh, maybe it's only, oh, it's 15. So it's a total of 45, but I guess that's Chaos Particles. Let's see. So it looks like 15 summonings. I'm not sure if that's the bottom of it, but at least 15. So you're going to need at least 15. Just keep that in mind. So don't use all your eggs the day before Winterfest. I mean, we got a week. We might as well consider being more conservative with your egg openings during this time. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And here I'm still working on Axel. Long ways to go, but making some progress. Got to start somewhere with our little guy. Albus is done, but Axel, right, still got to complete this one, and then a full +3 set as well. So slow days there. Pet eggs, it's 15 a day, but actually 20 because of how they are summoned. That's right. That's why I was kind of thinking, I thought it was like a lot more than that. So you're right, Francis. It is about 20 per day because of the way that Hero Wars has you open your eggs from the pet summoning tree. So yeah, you're gonna need some eggs. So make sure you start stockpiling some of those. You're gonna need it. And yes, I like the curse, John. I really do like that curse from Mojo. Something that we're gonna be keeping an eye on. But yeah, so bottom line is some interesting things to look forward to. I personally am also saving up some of my skin stones and some of my skin chests for these new skins. Um, I do, well, for upgrading them, because obviously you can't acquire skins that are winter skins just by purchasing them, unfortunately, is my understanding. You can only acquire them from trading to one another. So I don't have these cybernetic skins, I guess, so maybe I should look into picking those up, actually. Is that feasible for me? I don't know. Let's go to Fox first, because the other two are skins that I use a fair amount. I guess agility as well. Let's see. How many agility skin stones do I have? 3,000. I would love to upgrade Kark, but I also like collecting all the skins. So let's see. So that's 850. So 3,800. Then maybe we go another 15. Other than the rest, I guess we could go to 35. All right, let's see how that plays out. Let's see if we can get all these cybernetic skins real quick because it's bugging me that I don't have all of them because I used to have all the skins before the cybernetic ones. So let's see if we can get that back to the right ratio that I had it. So let's see. We had Amira, right? Amira has a new skin, newish skin. Does the egg task run 1 week or both weeks? My understanding is it's 1 week. And then the second week is there's going to be some slightly different tasks, if I remember correctly, Francis. So I believe it is for 1 week, not two. So we picked up the Amira one there. We need Fox as well. Got it. Nice. That one's kind of cool. I like that one. We also have one last one, which I believe is Iris. Right? No? Yes, okay. Iris. Cool. Come on, Iris. Oh, I don't have enough. Wow, yikes. Okay, so we gotta pick up some more. We're short on intelligence skin stones. No. All right, let's see. Can we get enough here? Are we short? Ooh, we just got enough. Nice. Okay, so let's go to Amira, get this last skin, and let's have or actually Iris, right? And let's have our winners. So that will wrap up this stream. But yes, the egg tasks will run, I believe, for just the first week. I'll confirm that for us ASAP. And when I release a video that kind of rehashing some of that for general viewers who maybe don't have time to watch a stream, I'll make sure to talk about that as well. But I'm pretty sure, Francis, that it is simply just a 1 week kind of deal. So, all right. With that, let's open up our picker wheel for the Sunday winners. I'm going to refresh that page right there. It's kind of loading a little slow. So we're going to open up our Facebook Sunday winners. Now, I like to keep these groups kind of tight because, again, we want it for our members who supported us. And obviously, anyone who's in the Discord is going above and beyond just a simple, like, oh, watch a video, be passive, right? They actually have to kind of engage. So thank you to y'all who do so, and all you guys hanging out with me here on this stream as well. And thank you guys for hitting that like button. It's much appreciated. Our winner today for Facebook is Abbott Slager. Congratulations. A repeat winner, but obviously having some good luck here during the holiday season. Congratulations. Please, when you get a chance, reach out to me and let me know what you'd like. I'll reach out to you eventually as well, but I find that sometimes you beat me to the punch. We also have the web winner for Sunday, so let's see who that is before we end today's stream. So good luck to y'all. Our web winner today is Mr. Pokafan, aka Globalix. So Mr. Pokafan is our winner. Congratulations to our Facebook and web winner for today, December 11th. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me here on the stream. We talked a bit about kind of what to expect, what to foresee in terms of preparable things such as collecting eggs, saving your tower run if you can. Arena hits are kind of optional in my opinion for saving them or not, but Soul Stone is going to be a task as well. So those are a couple things we can do to prepare. So with that being said, guys, let's try to, as a whole, obviously I don't think it's any one of us, but I always think it's kind of funny that there's a little drama that, Winterfest is happening a week earlier than normal, but we're going to have to just adjust and go with the flow. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me here on this live stream, and I look forward to seeing you guys